was to build a universal calorimeter and determine the heat of an object and the capacity of heat of that calorimeter.
These two practices were about thermochemistry and how heat works, and also how heat can be transferred from objects to others, as well as the equilibrium between two objects at different temperatures. We managed to make our own calorimeter with styrofoam cups, and we added some water to them. And with that, we managed to find the specific object of a metallic coin. And also, we managed to put some salt in a straw, and we were able to crystallize it by using heat.
The objective in Practice 14 was to create a method in order to cool a Coke can for 17 Celsius grade to -3 Celsius grade. In this Practice 14, what the team do was to make a compress with some maizena, salt, water, and colorant blue. They freeze it in order to can measure its temperature, and then they make 3 experiments with their compress. First, they take the compress and take it out of the freezer and put the can in between the compress, and they were able to cool the Coke to 17 Celsius grades to 1 Celsius grade.
Well, what did I learn in these two practices? First of all, I learned how to construct a styrofoam calorimeter and how to determine its heat capacity. Also, I learned how to determine the specific heat of a rock. And finally, I learned how to create a cold compress in order to cool a can of Coke from its normal temperature up to -3 degrees.
Well, for me, the most important thing that I learned during these 3 last practices was how to apply all the knowledge that we acquired last semester about thermodynamics and know how to use it in order to get a system that was able to get a Coke colder, and I think that was the most important thing.
In this practice, we learned how heat is a very important aspect of chemistry, as it is present in our everyday lives and also in every sort of chemical phenomenon.
What I learned in these 2 practices was first that I learned experimentally how to determine the specific heat of something, and in the other practice I learned how to create a compress to cool the Coke, and it was very interesting because I can take my compress with me and cold the cans or the bottles. In these 2 practices as a team, we conclude that experimentally we were able to see how to cool something and the specific heat of an object, and it was very interesting because we learned many properties of the heat and the cold, and we see different reactions in that process.